Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Gretchen and today it's finally here. We have our Booker Prize Longlist announcement. So it has been a few weeks of a lot of anticipation and watching other people's predictions videos, and it is always so much fun. But this is my favorite day because we finally get that list of 12 or hopefully 13 books, and it gives me a whole new pile of books that I get to read, and it is always a day that makes me very happy. Now, I did do a predictions video and I'll put the link in the description, but my goal this year, I think I said, is 2. I would be so happy if I ended up with 2. And I say 2 because I only got 1 last year, and prior to having a channel when I would do my own personal predictions, there were years where I didn't even get any. So to get 2 would feel like I climbed a mountain. And I say 2 also because I am so confident that James is going to make it on to this list. I cannot see a 2024 Booker Prize long list without James on it. It doesn't feel right to me. So if James is on there, that would be my given, and then I'd like to get at least 1 more added on top of that. So we'll see. And for those of you that don't know, I live in Pittsburgh, which is Eastern Standard Time. So it is just before 9 a.m. here, and we're actually having the perfect reading day in my opinion. So it's really dreary and wet out there. We actually just had a little storm roll through with thunder and lightning, and the rain was coming down in buckets. So it's the perfect day for reading, and I don't have anything else planned for today. I may have to go to the bookstore if there are some books that I can't get my hands on or need to get my hands on right away. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this and seeing what books have made the cut for this year. So let me go ahead and refresh the screen again. I might be a little early, but they sometimes post it a little bit ahead of time. We still might be too early. Oh, wait, nope, there it is. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, I love this day so much. All right, here we go. Wild Houses by Colin Barrett. Oh, I have wanted to read this for a while. I'm so glad to see it on this list. Headshot. Hey, that's 1. I got 1. I really liked Headshot. Let me pause this real quick. I really did enjoy Headshot, and I talked about it in one of my wrap-up videos, but I will definitely do a full-length review of it. And it's a really short novel too. It might even be one that I do a reread for. But that's 1. All right, James. Oh, that's 2. Oh, I'm so excited. So James, we all knew it would be here. I'm actually surprised that they put it so far up. I figured they'd make us sweat it out and put it last. But yes, so excited to see James on this list. It is more than deserving. Orbital, yes, Orbital Samantha Harvey. That makes 3 for me on my predictions list. Oh, that is so exciting. And I actually really liked this one too. I didn't do a full-length review for this one either. It was done as part of a wrap-up. So I'll definitely put a full-length review out for this one. And it's another really short book that will probably be one that I will reread as well. All right, let's see what's next. Boy, they're taking a lot of time with Orbital. Ooh, Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner. A profound and irresistible page-turner about a spy for hire who infiltrates a commune of eco-activists in rural France. Ooh, that sounds really good. And I think Rachel Kushner was, what was that book? Oh, The Mars Room. So she's been on the Booker Prize long list before. Oh yeah, they just zoomed in on the book. Yeah, so she was shortlisted for the Mars Room for the Booker. I can't remember the year though. All right, so that's one, never heard of, looking forward to. My Friends by Hisham Matar. Yes, so many people had this on their predictions list, and I have a copy in my car from the library, so that's exciting. So that could be one that I start to read today. Let's see. This Strange Eventful History by Claire Massoud. Oh, I was kind of worried that this would make it. I just finished this book a few days ago and it wasn't my favorite, but I can definitely see why it made this list. And if I'm thinking correctly, this really isn't a huge surprise because Yi-Yun Lee, I think, she put a blurb on the book, so I knew that she really enjoyed it. So although it didn't really work for me, I'm not surprised to see it on this list. And I didn't do a full-length review for this either. It's one that I just put in my last reading recap, so I will do a full-length review in a few days while it's still pretty fresh in my mind. Yeah. I'm really curious to see what other people think of this book because there are a lot that have said that it's just fantastic, and I read or watched a review from Roro Reads not too long ago about it. He read it as well, and we had very similar reactions to the book, so I'm really curious to see. This might be that very polarizing book of the Booker this year. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, I think. Okay, let's start. Oh, let's pause this again. So Held by Anne Michaels, a kaleidoscopic novel about war, trauma, science, faith, and above all, love and human connection. This is not one that I have heard of. Yeah, I didn't even have this on my radar. I don't think that anybody predicted this either. So love seeing those books that I've never heard of end up on the list. And these are the ones that usually tend to be the books that I really end up liking. So excited about this one. Let's get this going again. Okay, Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. Yes, oh, I am so glad to see this book on here. This was one of the books that I was going back and forth with my predictions. I read There a few years ago and loved it. I read this earlier this year and I really enjoyed it as well. Now this is going to be probably a little controversial for some because this is a book that has the same characters as There. Now, I struggle to call this a sequel or a part of a series. I think that you could read it as a standalone, but I personally felt having read There made this book all the more impactful for me. So this might be a book that upsets some people because your reading experience would be enhanced if you read they're there. So I'm curious to see if that gets any backlash about being on this list. But I'm really happy to see it because I thought it was a fantastic book. Let's see, what's next? Enlightenment by Sarah Perry. Oh, I just finished this book last week too, and I did a little mini review of it in my reading recap, and this was another book that I really liked. Oh, I'm so happy to see this on there. Now, this is going to be a book that it's really hard to explain what the plot is, but I really enjoyed it. I love Sarah Perry's writing. I'm not sure if this is going to be the book for everybody, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited to see that it made the long list. Let's see. Okay, let's pause that. So, so there were some that were predicting this. So we have Playground by Richard Powers. Polynesian Islanders prepare to vote on a billionaire's seasteading project in an exhilarating novel that distills subjects as diverse as climate change and colonialism. Okay, I have sadly, and I feel ashamed to even admit this, I haven't read any Richard Powers ever. I know that I need to. He has been longlisted and I think shortlisted and maybe even won the Booker, but I have yet to get to any of his books, and I can finally say that I have read a Richard Powers at the end of this Booker season. Yeah, I know that he gets a lot of love. There are a lot of people that are hardcore Richard Powers fans, but I also hear that he's also one of those authors that you either really get along with or don't get along with at all. So I'm really curious to see which side of the coin that I fall on. Get this going again. Ooh, The Safe Keep. Okay, so The Safe Keep by Yael Vanderwooden. This is a book that I have seen on my bookstore shelves for ages, and it's such a beautiful cover. I think in the States it has 2 pairs on it, and I have been eyeing it for a long time, and I'm really glad to see that I finally have an excuse to pick this one up. So this one is a debut about obsession and loss, set in an isolated Netherlands house. The author draws us into a world as carefully calibrated as a Dutch still life. Okay, yeah, I'm super excited about that one. And I know I can get it from my local bookstore. Ooh, Stoneyard Devotional by Charlotte Wood. So a woman settles into a monastery in rural Australia and discovers that no shelter is impermeable. This novel thrilled and chilled the judges. Okay, so I need to double check, but just because this is set in rural Australia, I don't want to make the assumption that this is an Australian writer. I certainly hope that it is, because the Aussies have not got any love from the Booker for a very long time, and this is actually a book that has been on my radar for a while, and I am excited to get to this one. I haven't been counting, so I don't know. Oh, yep, that was the last one. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am super excited about this list. Yeah, I'm really excited about this list. So a couple things that I immediately want to talk about off the top of my head are, I got three of my predictions right. I am so excited. So I predicted James, I predicted Headshot, and I predicted Orbital. And I enjoyed all three of those books. So those are three books that I have already read. And then I've also read Enlightenment, Wandering Stars, and This Strange Eventful History. So this is the first long list where I have read that many books. So I only have seven books to read. That's actually, that's kind of sad. I was hoping to have a lot more to read, or that they'd pick ones that I hadn't read yet. But I still have a good bit of books to read. And of course, for all of the ones that I have previously read, I will be doing single book reviews for. I already have one out there for James. I might do an additional one just in the context of it now being longlisted for the Booker. But yeah, I am really excited about this list. I think that it's a list that there aren't going to be too many people that have complaints about it. I think that a lot of these, although there were some surprises on there, I think my biggest surprise was Wandering Stars. I did not expect to see that on the list at all. I'm super glad that it's there because it's deserving. It was just, like I said, one of those, it's a follow-up to a book, and I know how upset people get sometimes when sequels make it on the list, but yeah, I have some book shopping to do. I have to get my hands on some of these books. But yeah, all in all, I think well done for the Booker Prize judges. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think if there were any snubs. Praiseworthy isn't on this list, which upsets me a little because I really wanted to get to that one sooner than later, although I don't have as many books to read on this list, so hopefully it doesn't take me terribly long to get through the 7 that I haven't read. I also am wondering if there are some rereads that I will need to do. Now, I literally just finished Enlightenment and This Strange Eventful History last week, so I feel like those are very fresh in my memory, and I could easily do a full-length review for both of those. But Wandering Stars, I did read that a few months ago. Orbital and Headshot, I also read a couple months ago, and those are pretty short books, so it shouldn't take me too long. And then James, any excuse to reread James, I am here for. So yeah, I just love the Booker Prize. I love it so much. I apologize that I keep saying how excited I am. I just am. I love this prize, and having a whole list of new books is just my idea of heaven. So I am gonna immediately start trying to get my hands on all of the books that I don't already have a copy of. Luckily, I have, like I said, my friends already, so that could be the book that I start today. And once I get my hands on the others and get them read, I will be putting out individual reviews for each of them. And yeah, happy Booker season. This is the official kickoff, and I cannot wait to start hearing and seeing people's reviews of these books. And I don't think that we will have, I want to say that we'll have a short list in September, I believe, and then the ultimate winner will be announced like mid to late November. So we've got a decent amount of time to get all of these books, to get our hands on these books and get them read. And until we read again, bye.